Hey y'all. So it's late, but I want to come with a review. Again, I have another review of a book that we were reading, and we were reading this back in July. I finished the book, and then I wanted to go back and reread it again so I could actually take notes. And so it's a quick read. It's a book of collection of poems, and it is Precious the Poetress by Keisha Bolden Smith. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so before I start, I am going to preface with the fact that I've known Keisha personally for over 13 years. But that's not going to influence in any way any part of this book review. Also want to preface with letting you guys know that she did come and talk to my Twitch community and did a book giveaway to my community. And also want to say, if you are an author and you want to get a little bit of exposure, the community that plays games, especially cozy games like The Sims and things like that, is also typically a community that also likes to read. I haven't found one simmer yet that doesn't enjoy reading. And so if you are interested in any way on coming on my Twitch and doing an author interview, and willing to maybe do a giveaway to one of my community members as an incentive for them coming over and hanging out, and then I will put together the video and I will share it with you, and then you can use it to promote your book even more. But with that being said, we are in here and we're gonna get to it. So it is a book of collection of poems, and I'm just going to read the back to you. This book tells a tale of love expression. Love is what can motivate the spirit in everyday life. There are rare forms of love, such as good love, innocent love, affectionate love, and agape love. All are here for your enjoyment. The poems in this book reflect different levels and experiences of love at some point in my life or the life of those around me. Watching family and friends with their circumstances of how love prevailed for them or may have even failed them is a continuing circumference of life. Love is a universal language that you can take away some portions of love in your readings here. So find a moment, enjoy the ride, and remember the last time you experienced some type of love. So that is the back of the book. This is the author, and I am going to go ahead and review it for you guys. So overall impression. So look at the cover. So understand that Keisha drew this cover on this book. So my overall impression of this book was, while I was reading it, I feel like the book embodies all of the pieces and ebbs and flows that embody love. Show the heartbreaking, the beautiful, the exciting, the spiciness of falling in love, being in love, staying in love. I thought that was great. The book is broken up into like 3 chapters, and each chapter has like a theme. I will say that some of the poems in certain chapters I felt like should have been in another chapter, but that could also just be how I'm interpreting the poem, as poetry can be really interpreted personally. I will also say, and this is something that Keisha addressed when she was with my community, this book does have grammatical errors. Keisha stated that, that was the process, and she was very much okay with the grammatical errors being in there, and was aware of them, didn't even want to change it because she's almost wants to show the process of becoming an author and things like that. And so it did have that, but she is well aware of that. It wasn't something that took the enjoyment away from the reading for me. What I will say that kind of took the enjoyment of the reading away from me was that I could not pick up the cadence of some of the poems. Like, and I'm not talking about it needing to rhyme, but how I was supposed to say, how was I supposed to read it. And because I couldn't pick up the cadence, it made it a little difficult for me in certain poems to enjoy what was actually being said. I will say that the title of the book is Precious the Poetress, and the picture is of a lady on the front, but I'm not sure that the title really gives the initial, I don't know if the title fits the book. Precious the Poetress, to me, would, I don't know, when I think of that, I'm thinking of a lady that is writing poems and things like that, maybe her journey in writing or something like that. This is a love book. This is a book full of love poems. And inside this book, there are biblical verses. And the biblical verses are in tune with love, right? But it doesn't say it on the back of the book that it's going to have biblical verses, and there's nothing on here that makes you think that it's going to have Bible verses. And so that might be off-putting for those that are not Christian, or, you know, for those that don't want to mix spicy love, spicy scenes, because there are some spicy poems in here that are leaning towards intimacy between partners and things like that. And so some people may not want to mix that with God, you know what I mean? So just be forewarned of that. There's a foreword in this book that I thought was really precious. It's a foreword from Keisha's daughter, and I thought it was really nice to hear what she has to say about her mom and why she thinks we should read the book. I wish it was a little bit more detailed and a little longer. I felt like it would have captivated maybe the readers a little bit more, but I thought it was very sweet and touching. I am going to leave you guys with 3 of the quotes from the book. Quote 1: hold on to me as if your life depended, because I'm holding on to you. I'm putting everything into it. And I thought that was, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like you're falling in love and you're hoping the person is loving you the same way that you love them, and you want to let them know, I'm putting everything I have into this. Please tell me you're going to do the same. And I thought that a lot in this book had me reminiscing about all the steps and heartbreaks and pieces that come into love and falling in love and being in love and staying in love. And it was very much a reminiscing type book for me. And it says that on the back, and it did exactly what it intended to do, at least for me. Here's the other quote. At the moment I'm moaning your name, ecstasy is where I am. I explode like a summer's eve rain. Ooh, you see what I mean about spicy? Like, ooh, summer's eve rain. Ooh, what an explosion. Like, yes. And then this is the third quote. The long await for someone to truly love me came so drastically, right when I wasn't looking, it slapped me in the face. And I mean, that's sometimes how love is. That's how my love is to my husband. Literally, I wasn't looking, and boom, there it was. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do with this? So overall, I am going to give this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I felt like the enjoyment was a 4 out of 5 stars because, again, I was reminiscing. I was thinking